While 24 NHL teams get ready to restart the NHL season, the Buffalo Sabres decide to keep making losing decisions. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Believe Talk. My name is Joe, and welcome to this Buffalo Sabres edition of Believers Talk, where we bring you some breaking Buffalo Sabres news. Before we do that, however, guys, I want to remind everyone that my name is Joe. If you're new to this channel, please be sure to hit that subscribe button, as it really helps out the channel. After you hit that subscribe button, you want to hit that notification bell. YouTube will notify you when we put out new content, whether it be on our Buffalo Bills or our Buffalo Sabres. You get that new content. And also, while you're here, hit that thumbs up button. You might not like the topic of this video, but don't hate the messenger. I'm just bringing you the breaking news. Also, leave a comment. What do you think about Jason Botterill staying as the GM of the Buffalo Sabres? Kim Pegula, co-owner and president of the Buffalo Sabres, announcing today that Jason Botterill will be staying the GM of the Buffalo Sabres for at least another season into the 2020-2021 NHL season. And for a lot of fans, including myself, you just have to ask yourself why. And so let's start with that. Why would you keep Jason Botterill after such a poor showing in his first 3 seasons? And we're going to get into some of the things that lead to us saying that's a poor showing. But why would you stick with Jason Botterill after those 3 seasons? Well, first of all, Kim Pegula alluded to it earlier today. That was always the Buffalo Sabres' intention, Kim and Terry Pegula's intentions, to keep Jason Botterill as the GM of the Buffalo Sabres even before this pandemic happened. Now, is that true, or are they saving face? We really don't know. I personally think it all depends on how the Buffalo Sabres did that last month or so of the season. That would have determined whether Jason Botterill would have had a job or not as GM of the Buffalo Sabres in the 2020-2021 NHL season. But you also have to think about what's going on right now in the world, and Kim Pegula alluded to that earlier today when she spoke to the press. Remember, guys, this is a time where you want familiarity. This is a time where maybe it's not the best time to go searching for something that might not be there. Listen, I don't like Jason Botterill. I don't like the fact that he's staying as the Buffalo Sabres GM, so don't get me wrong here. But the fact of the matter is, there just is not a lot going on in NHL circles. And how long are you willing to wait to see if there's another GM fit for the Buffalo Sabres? Again, we have 24 NHL teams getting ready to have some sort of playoff hockey in the near future, and so that leaves only 7 teams currently. They're on the outside looking in, the Sabres, of course, being one of them. So you want to try to keep that familiarity with your team going. I know this is a GM spot, so maybe the players won't be affected as much, but maybe the coach would be affected, and then that would trickle down to the players. Jason Botterill and Coach Kruger, as Kim Pegula said earlier, know what they need to do to improve next season. They know that this is not sustainable. They know that if they repeat this type of production, that they're probably gone at the end of next season. So hopefully this will give them a kick in the pants, but I just don't see it happening, at least not with Jason Botterill as the GM of the Buffalo Sabres. So this will be his 4th season as the Buffalo Sabres GM. In his first 3 seasons, the Sabres have finished 31st, 27th, and 25th in the NHL. So obviously not the great success that you want to see out of a GM. I feel like those places in the standings should get most GMs fired, and that's why I'm not sure I believe Kim Pegula when she says that he would have stayed with or without the pandemic happening. I think that, again, a lot of that rode on how well the Sabres did to finish out the 2020-2021 NHL season. So in Jason Botterill's time with the Buffalo Sabres, let's talk about some of the moves that he has made. First of all, when he came in, his first move was hiring Phil Housley as the Buffalo Sabres head coach. Now, Phil Housley spent 2 seasons with the Buffalo Sabres, showed signs of success, right? Remember in 2019, he had that 10-game win streak, or the Sabres had that 10-game win streak, so gave a lot of Sabres fans hope of what was to come. Obviously, from then on, we tanked, and it did not look good for Phil Housley. He was fired at the end of the 2018-2019 NHL season. Now we come into the 2019-2020 NHL season, and the Buffalo Sabres hire Ralph Krueger. In Ralph Krueger's first year, again, Buffalo Sabres have been going up and down, right? Remember, this team started 9-1-2. It wasn't that bad of a start for the Buffalo Sabres, but it's been a roller coaster ride of a year for the Buffalo Sabres, a year that was cut short due to the pandemic. The 50th season, you had those beautiful gold jerseys. Unfortunately, we couldn't see them for any longer than what we did due to the pandemic. But then he got rid of Ryan O'Reilly. A lot of people remember that trade, going to the St. Louis Blues, and the Sabres get Tage Thompson, Vladimir Sapaka, and Patrick Berglund. We also got a 2019 first-round draft pick and a 2021 second-round draft pick. However, when it comes to Jason Botterill and draft picks, not really like they pan out all too often, as we'll talk about here in a second. So obviously a lot of people remember that trade, and they're a little upset about that trade, because remember, Ryan O'Reilly went to the St. Louis Blues, where they go on to win the Stanley Cup. So while he's hoisting Lord Stanley's Cup, we're sitting at home watching yet again, missing the playoffs for 9 straight seasons now, the longest current drought in hockey. We just got done with the drought in the NFL. Kind of sad to see a drought happening here with the Buffalo Sabres. And then another move that he just made last season is he signed Jeff Skinner. 2 years ago, we brought Jeff Skinner onto the Buffalo Sabres, had a career year. So what do the Sabres do? What does Jason Botterill do? He rewards Jeff Skinner with a 8-year, $72 million deal for Jeff Skinner. Average out to be $9 million a season, makes Jack Eichel and Jeff Skinner the highest paid 1-2 punch in the NHL. And how does Jeff Skinner reward us in 2019-2020 with that big contract? Oh, he gives us fans 14 goals, 23 points overall. So obviously a little disappointing out of Jeff Skinner. We want to see more production out of him in the 2020-2021 NHL season. So those are some of the moves that Jason Botterill's made over his 3 years as the Buffalo Sabres GM. I said earlier, talked about his lack of experience or lack of maybe good fortune when it comes to drafting players for the Buffalo Sabres. In his 3 years with the Buffalo Sabres, he had 18 draft picks. Of those 18 draft picks, only 2 of them have played in the NHL. So that says something about his picking draft picks, at least early on. Hopefully we get to see more out of them in the future. And hopefully he does better with some of the draft picks coming up. In fact, in 2020, the Buffalo Sabres do have a 6.5% chance of winning that lottery and getting that first overall draft pick in the NHL. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, there's still plenty of time to go. Maybe Jason Botterill will turn this thing around in his 4th season, but as of right now, it's not looking good. And as I said in the beginning, the Sabres keep doing things that us as Buffalo Sabres fans have to keep questioning. So I look forward to talking to you all soon. And remember, guys, I will be continuing to give you breaking news, whether it be the Buffalo Bills, whether it be the Buffalo Sabres, mix up which side they're on. I'm going to cover it right here. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, like this video, and let me know what you think. Are you happy that Jason Botterill's come back for a 4th season? I'm not. But again, let me know what you think. I look forward to talking to you all soon. Until I do, go Sabres.